everybody, some would say I'm the Reverse, and welcome to my ranking of all episodes from Star Wars Rebels Season 1. If you guys didn't know, I actually enjoy Rebels quite a bit. It gets a lot of flack. Obviously, it's still not as good as The Clone Wars or The Mandalorian, but I do enjoy it, and even though Season 1 is arguably the worst season, I did have fun with it. Yeah. Let's get into my ranking. I'll be doing this for all 4 seasons of Star Wars Rebels. In last place, we have Season 1, Episode 4, titled Fight or Flight. The reason this episode is so boring is at the bottom of the list is because it's so boring, it's so tedious, and the plot is just so mundane. It follows Ezra and Zeb, basically going on a grocery run for Hera. She just gives them like a grocery list, and they have to go get groceries, which is really boring and mundane plot for an episode. It does have its moments, like when they're flying the TIE fighter and when they're freeing the prisoners from the Imperial troop transport and stuff like that. But overall, it's just it's not a very special episode. Next is Season 1, Episode 3, titled Droids in Distress. It was fun seeing 3PO and R2, but they were very underused, and it was a very childish episode. It wasn't amazing. It was cool seeing the T7 disruptors and getting a little bit of backstory for Zeb and why he hates it so much, and basically the history of the Lasat getting destroyed by those weapons. And Kallus was a good villain in this episode. Next, we have Season 1, Episode 7, titled Out of Darkness. We have Sabine and Hera on this asteroid, which is actually Anaxis from the Clone Wars, which is kind of cool. Their duo, their little dynamic is fun, and I like, Sabine kind of feeling like Hera doesn't trust her. I thought that was pretty good. But overall, other than that, all that, it's pretty forgettable. And, it's got that kind of, like, just boring Call of Duty Zombies feel to it. It's, not presented in a very original and interesting way. Next is Season 1, Episode 1, Spark of Rebellion, Part 1. Pretty mediocre start to the show. It was fun seeing our group come together. I guess just Ezra meeting the Ghost crew. It was executed kind of poorly. I wish we got to see a little bit more of Ezra on his own. But yeah. Also, they unveiled Vader and the Grand Inquisitor way too early. First scene of the show, are you kidding me? Vader should have they should have waited until his scene in the finale to reveal him. And as for the Inquisitor, they should have waited until the Ghost crew encounters him. I guess they wanted to establish that the Grand Inquisitor is an agent of Darth Vader, but they could have just done that with a simple line of dialogue. It's just, just a missed opportunity there. Next, Season 1, Episode 8, Empire Day. I really like the way this episode portrays the Empire. They throw themselves a parade. They celebrate the Empire, the day that, obviously the Empire was established. And they make the civilians attend it, and they're kind of making sure the civilians are all cheering for them and stuff. They also encounter, the Ghost crew encounters Sibo, who is basically a slave of the Empire that kind of, he's got that Lobot thing going on with the thing going around his head and stuff, and he has intel, and they just use him as a way to tell some stories with Ezra and his parents and stuff like that. Pretty fun. Not an amazing episode, but yeah. Season 1, Episode 2, Spark of Rebellion, Part 2. This episode follows our Ghost crew as they free the Wookiees and stuff, which is a fun plotline. It's cool seeing the Wookiee slaves. Obviously, there's the whole Battle of Kashyyyk thing going on in Legends, them using the Wookiees to build the Death Star and all that. That was a cool little tie-in. It was cool seeing Kanan reveal himself as a Jedi. The action was pretty good. Kallus is a good villain in this episode. Overall, pretty enjoyable. Next is Season 1, Episode 14, titled Rebel Resolve. The action is very fun. I really like that opening sequence where they're all piloting the ATDP. It's cool seeing how much the Ghost Crew wants to save Kanan. It was a really good episode for Chopper as he infiltrates the Empire, getting the intel. Vizago was pretty cool. I do like Vizago. He's kind of like a pseudo Hondo. Not as good, but still kind of a fun character. But the main criticism is that this is a penultimate episode, and it's really underwhelming for a penultimate episode. Next is Season 1, Episode 11, titled Idiot's Array. Pretty fun filler episode here. It's pretty silly in a good way, though. Those puffer pigs are pretty silly, but I like it. I think they're pretty fun. As Morgan was kind of, he's not a very good character. He's pretty annoying. But the saving grace of this episode is Lando, who's portrayed perfectly. Probably my favorite portrayal of Lando ever, which is saying something. I really like how he's just such a swindler, and he's such a lowlife in this episode. He's kind of manipulating the whole crew. He's not evil, but he's really he's scum. Is the best way to put it. And I really like the way they portray him. Season 1, Episode 12, Vision of Hope. This episode, there's some cool Ezra training at the beginning of the episode, and then they try to go find Senator Travis, who turns out to be a traitor, who turns out to be working with the Empire, which I think is a very good plot twist. It's not the best plot twist in the world, but it definitely elevates the episode up and actually makes it interesting. Next is Season 1, Episode 6, titled Breaking Ranks. A cool look into the Imperial cadets. It was very fun. I really liked the other cadets and the way that they worked with Ezra, and I liked how it was kind of dark, how the other cadet's sister was kind of secretly taken by the Inquisitor, and no one really knows what happened to her. I thought that was pretty dark, so that was cool. And overall, it was a pretty well executed, pretty fun episode. So yeah. Next is Season 1, Episode 9, titled Gathering Forces, where Kanan and Ezra go back to the asteroid where Hera and Sabine were. They have a cool lightsaber duel with the Inquisitor and stuff. The creatures there were cool, how Ezra was connecting with them and using them against the Empire. That was really good. And, yeah, just an overall really what's the word? Just a well-executed, entertaining episode. Season 1, Episode 5, Rise of the Old Masters. We really get to see the Grand Inquisitor, the kind of introduction to him, in full force. The action's really good. So yeah, we got a cool lightsaber duel in here. We got Luminara, who the Empire is kind of using as bait to bait out surviving Jedi. It was cool seeing her fate after Order 66, and how they're using her. So that, yeah, overall, pretty fun episode. Season 1, Episode 10, Path of the Jedi. We get some cool Jedi stuff with the Lothal Temple, Yoda, the visions that Ezra has, seeing the Inquisitor killing the Ghost Crew. Overall, I really like how it portrays Kanan and Ezra's relationship. I really like how it portrays just all the Jedi kind of mythos and the temple and Yoda voiceover and stuff. It's just cool. Season 1, Episode 13, Call to Action. We get Tarkin for the first time in the show, who's very Peter Cushing-esque in his execution. We got some great action here, and much darker episode. Even though it's all about them putting a message out and kind of inspiring hope among the civilians of Lothal and the surrounding systems, there's some dark moments in here. The standout of the bunch is when Oresco and, I think his name is Miles Grint, the two Imperial officers, get killed by the Grand Inquisitor. Pretty dark, so yeah. But of course, Season 1, Episode 15, Fire Across the Galaxy, the season finale. Of course, this gets the first place spot. First, we got Mustafar, whatever you want to call it. Very cool location. We get to see that. We get some really awesome action, awesome lightsaber duel. We get the Grand Inquisitor's death, which is really cool sequence. We we get the beginning of the Alliance. Our Ghost crew learns that they're not the only rebel cell out there, that there's other cells, and they kind of unite to save Kanan and stuff. So, yeah, that was cool. And then, of course, the two big scenes. Ahsoka is revealed to be Fulcrum, which was awesome. And then Vader is unveiled, which, again, I think that this should have been the first time we see Vader. So, yeah. But it was still a cool scene and a cool tease for Season 2. So, yeah. Rebels, not a terrible show, not a terrible season to start off. It's very good season in terms of, children's TV, I guess. But, yeah. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Stay tuned for all my future content. I might be doing some book reviews for the Thrawn trilogy. I just bought the Thrawn trilogy, that being Thrawn Alliances, Thrawn Treason. I'm going to be reading those, kind of where they line up in the timeline of Star Wars Rebels. So, yeah, I might be doing that. I also just ordered Light of the Jedi, the new High Republic book, so I'm probably going to be following those books. I know there's a new one that comes out next month, so, yeah. I might be doing some book reviews. If I end up doing that, you guys make sure to tell me what canon or Legends Star Wars books you guys want me to review on the channel. Most likely canon books. I'm going to check out the canon. Even though I do love Legends, I much prefer reading canon because it is it's still relevant to Star Wars content that we're getting, and the stuff, mainly that I follow. But yeah, I'm going to be doing that. Batwoman, I believe, starts next week, so I'm going to be getting back into the Arrowverse content. Overall, just got some content coming up, so stay tuned for that. That's all for today. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Stay tuned for all those book reviews, Arrowverse content, future rankings and reviews. I'm going to be doing the other 3 seasons of Rebels, possibly a review of the entire show. I have seen Rebels multiple times, but I'm rewatching it again after maybe a year of not seeing it. So yeah. So stay tuned for all that content. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. See ya.